Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, today I would like to turn to chapter 4, which is business management. Okay, in this chapter, okay, we'll talk uh, about what makes a good manager, what made the manager effective, perhaps the manager assigns special role in setting the organization goals, and also he or she, exceptional communicator, expressed empathy and was an effective motivator. This is talk about the manager. So, what and in this chapter also we'll talk about how they control, how they manage the lack of communication skills, show favoritism, and so on. And then also in this chapter we'll talk about introduction to the foundations of effective management. Okay, it describes the nature of management and identifies the four basic functions that constitute the management process and the different types of manager likely to be found in organizations. Okay, it discusses the basic skills also which is required of manager, and the importance of strategic management and effective goal settings in organization success. Okay, so here is, after reading this chapter you should be able to answer all these questions. Okay, so before I start, first, I would like to brief a bit about the chapter. They have 6 parts, which is first part is talk about the management process. In management process is the subtopic is about the planning, the organizing, the leading, and also controlling. And then the second part is about types of managers, where it talk about the level of management, areas of management. Okay, and the third part is we'll talk about basic management skills, where is include technical skill, human relationship skill, conceptual skill, decision making skill, time management, and also management skills for the 21st century. Okay, the next part will be strategic management, which is setting goals and formulating strategy, which is include how to setting the business goal, types of strategies, how to formulate the strategies, and also the hierarchy of plans. And then the next part will be contingency planning and crisis management. We will talk about the contingency planning and also crisis management. And the last part will be, which is they have 6 parts, right? The last part will be management and the corporate culture. Here we'll talk about communicating the culture and also managing change. Okay, now we go for the first slide. Okay, what is the first slide talk about? Okay, is about first part, which is the management process. Okay, management process is all corporates depends on the effective management. Okay, the principle of management apply to all kinds of organizations. All kinds of the organization are involved in management. If without management, how they would run their business? Okay, tak ada management, how dia nak buat kerja systematically, how dia nak manage the business. So they need management in order to ensure their business runs smoothly. Okay, so management here in your slide said management is process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling an organization's resources to achieve its goal. Okay, which is that is the process of management. Okay, we call management ni adalah process of planning, organizing. You have to plan. After that, you also need to organize, and you must lead. How do you lead your people in the organization, your employee? and how do you control to ensure that everything in the same track, okay. And then um, apa dia, controlling an organisation, what is in the same track. At the same thing, you want to, at the same time you want to control the financial, the human, the information resources, in order to achieve the goals lah. Anything management, all those things that you are doing, planning, organising, leading to semua tu, is to achieve the goals, okay. Okay, so first we go to first point, which is planning. Planning, if you see in your textbook, it stated that determining what the organisation needs to do and how best to get it done require planning. Okay, maknanya in order you nak make sure that you do is the best, so you have to plan. Okay, planning in strategy is tactical, and also you have to planning the strategy, tactical and also operational. Okay, so planning begins with determining the firm goals, followed by development of the comprehensive strategy in order to achieve those goals, and also design the tactical and operational plan for implementing the goals. Okay, to implementing the strategy. Okay, so first of all you have to determine the goals, then followed by the developments of the comprehensive strategy. Okay, bila you dah determine what is your firm goal, then baru you move to develop the comprehensive strategy. Okay, then you have to when you develop the comprehensive strategy, which means that the strategy make sure it will achieve those goals, and also designing tactical and operational plans in order to implement the strategy. Okay, so that is planning. However, organizing, basically planning is what you have to plan in order to achieve the goal. Okay, plan what strategy, okay, in order to achieve the goal. However, organizing pula, if stated in your slide, organizing management process of determining how best to arrange an organisation resources and activity into the coherent structure. Okay, organising involve the arranging of the firm resources into the coherent structure, okay, which is the organisation chart. For example, organisation chart help everyone understand roles and also reporting relationship, which is key part of the organisation function. Okay, in order you want to organize your organisation, you kena buat in systematically, which is we follow the organisation chart. When you have organisation chart in your organisation, so your system of the organisation become systematic. Okay, you know to whom you have to report, you know to whom you have to submit your tasks, and then you know who is your boss, and you know who is your employees, your colleague, and so on. Okay, so for example in next slide ni, this is an example of organisation chart. Okay, which is first is president, or we call it as a CEO. Okay, then they have department by department, like R&D manager. R&D is research and development, and then they have finance manager, marketing manager, and manufacturing manager. This is example of manufacturer organisation chart. Okay, so if you see the first department, which is R&D manager, they have design, development, and testing. So each of the department, one department they have the sub department pula. Okay, so you know design, who is working with design, design ke development ke testing, they have to report to the manager. So maybe design ni ada executive and so on, so they have to report to manager, so manager have to report to president. This is how you organize your organizations. Okay, And then the next point is leading. Leading is management process of guiding and motivating employee to meet an organization objective. This stated in the your slide. Okay, leading. When leading, a manager work to guide and motivate employees to meet the firm objective. Okay, this is how the manager lead the employees. Okay, normally those yang become leader ni adalah high post lah. For example, like boss, like manager, CEO, president, and so on. Okay, how they lead their staff. Okay, that's leading. Okay, and then controlling. Controlling is the process of monitoring the firm performance in order to make sure they meet the goals. Okay, which is they have to control in terms of quality, in terms of to ensure the people doing their work with the same track, with the same objective, same goals, and so on. Okay, that is controlling. And then okay, for example here the control process, okay, which is figure 5.1 in your textbook is page 170. Okay, this is how they control. Okay, first they establish the standard. Okay, then they measure actual performance against the standards. Okay, if let's say the measure performance match or not match with the standard. If match, it shows that you achieve the goal. Okay, if not, if the measure is not matched with the standard, it shows that you are not achieving the goal. Okay, means that you are fail in, you didn't achieve the goal. Okay, so you will lose. Okay, that is the concept. Okay, so okay, now we finish already first part, which is first topic. First part, which is management process. Okay, so in this part, I would like to recall again that planning, organizing, leading, and controlling is the function of management. Okay, are carried out by managers at all level of the organizations. Okay, and then also planning involve determining what the organization need to do and how best to get it done. Okay, and then however, organizing is a process of determining the best way in order to arrange the business resources and also activity into a coherent structure. Okay, and then leading is the manager guide to motivate employees to meet the firm objective, which is the manager is responsible to lead them to make sure that their employees meet their organization goals. Okay, to ensure that their employees in the same track, in the same destination or same goal or objective. Okay, so however, controlling is the process of monitoring. Okay, it's different. Leading lain, monitoring lain. Okay, leading lain, controlling lain. Controlling is to monitor, to ensure that in meeting its goal, and sometimes actual performance also is measured against set the standards. Okay, and then next part, which is second part, is about types of manager. Okay, types of managers. Okay, different manager, they have a different responsibility. Okay, which means that not all managers have same degree of responsibility. Okay, different like for example managers of finance, managers of R&D, managers of marketing, so they have their own different responsibility. Okay, so in order to classify manager is depends on level and also the areas of responsibility as I mentioned just now. For example, like manager in finance, their responsibility is different as compared to manager of marketing. Okay, so okay, then that is manager. So level of manager ni they have a different types, which is they have three basic level of management, which is top, middle and first class. First line. First class pula. Okay, first line manager. Okay, top manager is manager. This level is responsible for the firm overall performance, okay, and effectiveness. So the top manager set general policy and also formulate strategies, okay, and approve all significant decisions and also represent the company in dealing with stockholders. Stockholders ke, board of directors ke, or other businesses and government. Okay, normally top managers ni is like contohnya seperti presidents, vice presidents ke, treasurer ke, ataupun chief executive ke, CEO, ataupun chief financial officer ke, and so on. Okay, that's called top manager. And then the middle manager pula is this level is responsible for implementing the strategies, policies, implementing the strategies, policies and decision made by the top managers. Okay, so normally these titles such as plant manager ke, operation manager, division manager, marketing manager, R&D manager, and so on, they just their task, their responsibility is to implement what the top manager already decide. Okay, however, the last, which is first line manager, this first line managers is duty of the manager at the level depends on the job. Okay, first line managers spend most of their time supervising the employees who report to them. Okay, for example, we call normally first line manager ni contoh dia like supervisor, office manager, project manager, group leader. Okay, that's called as apa dia first line manager. Okay. Okay, then next is, okay, this is the summarize of the three level of management, which is top managers, middle managers, and first line managers. Okay, you can see first line supervisor, office manager, project manager, group leader, sales manager, and so on. Okay, you can read your own their responsibilities. Okay, next is areas of management. Okay, this is area of management, which is they have apa dia, in any company, top, middle and first line manager work in varieties of areas. Okay, so like for example, human resource manager, operation manager, marketing managers, and so on. Okay, so human resource manager, okay, human resource manager, this manager, their work is to hire and train the employees. Okay, evaluate the performance and also determine the compensations. Okay, which is normally what they do is they do selection, recruit, they pay compensation, reward to employees, performance appraisal. Tu semua kerja-kerja human resource managers. Okay, operation manager is this manager are responsible for the production system in which a firm produce goods or services, inventory ke, or inventory control and quality control, which is these manager are responsible on the operations. For example, like manufacturing, These manager are responsible in production. Contohnya production ataupun stock ke or inventory ke, and also they are responsible in from raw material to finished good. Okay, which is raw material to finished good tu is a production lah, production level. Okay. And then next is marketing managers. Marketing managers, these managers are responsible for the development. Okay, for the development, for the pricing, for the promotion, for the sales, for the distributions of the goods and service, for the to create the awareness about their brand, about their products, and so on. Okay, this is marketing part, marketing manager. This is their responsibility. Okay, macam you tengok advertising on television, on radio ke, on billboard ke, that's all under marketing managers. Okay, they are responsible on that. And then information managers. Information manager, this manager design and also implement system together to organize and to distribute information. Okay, normally what they do, information manager ni, they do R&D, research and development. Okay, they do research and development in terms of the trend of their consumers, research on development in terms of needs and demands, the current market of needs and demands. Okay, gather information about the needs and demands and so on. Okay, financial managers is this manager are responsible for the firm accounting functions and financial resources. Okay, for example, like this financial manager, they are responsible in apa kata in financial statements, money flow in and flow out. Okay, they responsible in terms of budget, anything about the financials and accounting, they are responsible. Okay, in the organizations. Okay, and then 5, and then they have other managers in your textbook. In your textbook, okay, in your textbook also said them other managers. Other managers, some firm employ various types of specialized managers such as public relation managers. Okay, for example, other than managers like yang tadi I mentioned, they ada juga they assign a public relation managers. Okay, normally they are responsible in terms of the media, public relation professional, which is responsible for planning and directing the creations of materials that will maintain and also enhance the public image of the organizations. Okay, their responsible is to enhance and also maintain the public image towards their organizations. Okay, normally that they do public relations activity, like for example like sponsor corporate event, donations and so on. Okay, they serve for community ke, and that is their work, they are responsible. Okay, next is basic management skills. Okay, this is the next part, which is a third part, which is basic management skills. Okay, basic management skills. Effectiveness in management result from the developments of the variety of skills among the managers. Okay, so skills is basic management skills is very important for the managers in order to develop and also to make sure their work is more effectiveness and also efficient. Okay, so they have a few skills here, which is technical skills, human relations skills, conceptual skills, decision making skills, and time management skills, and management skills with the 21st centuries. Okay, so first, which is technical skills. Technical skills is skills needed to perform specialized tasks. Okay, these skills are developed through a combinations of education and experience. Okay, this skill is developed, for example, like managers. In order they nak ada expert in something, they must have a skills. How they get the skills is through educations, backgrounds, and also experience. They gain from experience. Okay, so technical skill is especially important for first line managers who spend more of their time with the day-to-day operations of the production system. Okay, normally like macam operation system, for example, first line managers who always dealing with the, kalau manufacturing tu, with the machines. So in order you nak make sure the machine runs smoothly, operate smoothly, so you must kena ada experience and also information knowledge about the machine, how the machine run, how the machine works. Okay, so you need education and experience. For example, like engineer, they need in order to ada technical skills tu, dia kena belajar dulu engineering, then they can work as a engineer. Okay. Okay, contohnya programmer pun. Okay, in order dia nak program satu benda ke, so they need a programmer skills. So they learn it from their education background, their past experience, and so on. Okay, next point is human relation skills. Human relation skill is management must know and understanding his or her staff or employees. Okay, they must understand their employees. Okay, this is necessary for managerial success. And also human relations skills are skill which is to understand and also getting along with the people. Okay, these skills are important to all management levels, because why? You are for example, like you are leader, you are manager. Okay, how you nak make sure that all your staff under you can work together with you, are happily working with you. Okay, so you as a manager, you have to understand their situation, you have to understand them, you must understand their characters, their behavior. Okay, in order to make sure they can work longer with you. Okay, and good performance apa dia juga. Next is conceptual skills. Conceptual skills is in your slide say ability to think in the abstract, diagnose and also analyze different situation and see beyond the present situations. Okay, which is mean that you have to think outside the box in order to make decisions. Okay, so this is we call like conceptual skills. Okay, this is especially prevalent among top managers. Conceptual skills involve the ability to diagnose and also to analyze. Okay, and then they have to see beyond what the present situation, mean that you have to think outside the box. Okay, which is you need to focus. In order you need to focus, you need a conceptual skills. How do you want to focus? Benda tak jadi lagi, but you need to focus, so you need a conceptual skills. Okay, as a manager, it's important to have these skills. Okay, and then decision making skills. Decision making skill is include the ability to define the problem. Okay, it's not only you decide, you buat decisions saja. You have to define first the problem and to select the best course of the course of action. Okay, means that you have to select the best alternative lah. Okay, this can involve gathering facts, identifying solutions, evaluating alternative, and also implementing the chosen alternative. Okay, so it's not only you make decision. But you have to identify the problem and then you have to evaluate and implement the the alternative. Okay, next is time management skills. Time management skills. Time management skill involve the productive use of managers' time, okay, which is leading cause of the wasted time. Okay, for example, like normally waste time is happen when you doing a paperwork, telephone calls, or meeting or email. Like for example, like me, I've been dah lama bekerja. For me, like meeting sometimes kalau meeting 1 jam tu, yang betul-betul guna effectively tu adalah hanya like 15 minit ataupun 20 minit. The rest tu is like macam waste time saja. Sembang lah dulu, introduction lah dulu and so on. Okay, so this is cause that wasting time. Okay, so sometimes telephone calls kan, bila kita nak talk to our stakeholders ke apa, of course we will ask about how's their holiday, and then how are you and so on. Actually the point that you want to nak cakap tu is just take a few minutes saja. Okay, that is called, sometimes is happen wasting time in leading cause of the wasting time. Okay, waste time. Okay. So as a manager, you must have a skill in order to manage your time. Okay, you must know how to give a priority to the important works in order to make sure that your work complete with the time frame given. Okay, and so on. And then the next is, in your slide, this is the leading cause of wasted time: paperwork, telephone calls, meetings, emails. Sometimes emails pun it takes so longer because how you want to draft email, how do you want to write an email, okay, to your clients ke, to your customers ke, how do you want to start, okay, and so on. And then management skills for the 21st century. Okay, this is about competing globally and managing technology are two major challenges facing managers today. Okay, because now is 21st century, that everything is different in terms of kita tengok now there's lots of global. Now we are doing business, we talk business, we want to think globally, and then with the advanced technology. Okay, this is the major challenges that nowadays facing the managers face. Okay, so okay, there's 2 points here. Talk about the global management skill. Global management skill, which is business now demand manager who can understand cultural differences and the motive and practices of the foreign competitors. Okay, now people are looking global management skills. They are looking managers those have a global management skills, because nowadays all businesses are doing globally. So dia nak yang ada skills yang ada global management, because it's easy for them to run or to run their business. Okay, for example, like for example, in terms of how they handle the people with the international people. Okay, in your slide said that manager will need to understand the foreign markets, the cultural differences, okay, and the motive and practice of the foreign rivals. Okay, and manager will also need to understand how to collaborate with the other around the world on the real time basis. Okay, Malaysia like different time with the other countries. So they nak cari managers those who are able to work in different time, okay, work and then able to adapt with the different culture and so on. Okay, this is the one of the skills that nowadays they look for in 21st centuries. Okay, and then the next skill is management and technology skills. Okay, as I said, with the advanced technologies, so they need people those who have management and technology skills. Okay, this new form of technology increase the manager need to process, to organize, and also to interpret the plethora of information. Okay, so with the technology, decisions are made quicker, so more people directly involved. Okay, for example, like people are now doing a video conference. Okay, tengok sekarang ni because of COVID-19, so the technology, with the advanced technology, people are meeting, they're doing their meeting and so on, they conduct the meeting through video conference, through Zoom. Okay, like us, we're doing online class through Zoom. So this is all the advanced technology. So they need people, those who are expert in technologies. They have skills and technologies. Okay, this is now this demand manager with these skills. Okay, so and then next is okay, strategic management, which is part 4. Okay, this strategic management, setting goals and formulating strategy. Okay. Okay, goals. Okay, in strategic management is a process of helping an organization to maintain effective alignment with the environment. Okay, which is the process of helping what you want to achieve, or to achieve a goal or objective lah. This is what it means, strategy management. Goal is our objective that our business hope and plan to achieve. Okay, so a strategy pula is a broad set of organization plan for implementing the decision made by achieving organization goals, which is you have strategy is strategy which is you have to implement in order to ensure that you achieve the goals of or objective of the organizations. Okay, so there's a difference between strategy management. Goal is what you want to achieve. Okay, strategy is you have to implement. Strategic management is the process of helping the organizations. Okay, there's a different meaning. Okay, and then setting business goal. Okay, we go for the first point, which is setting business goal. Okay, business goal. Okay, when a company set goals, it makes its priorities clear for everyone involved in the organization. Okay, first goals ni is when they set the goals, which is everybody's involved in order to achieve the goals. Okay, the purpose is to show employee what they need to focus on the most during the upcoming quarter. Okay, which means that help them to be able to prioritize their tasks. Okay, this is how the purpose is to show to employee what they need to focus. This is mean of goals. Okay, so in your slide said the means by which organization their manager measure success or failure at every level. Same, it's just same things. Okay, okay, next is okay, what is the purpose? Just now I said what the purpose can. He also stated the purpose is to give direction and guidance, allocate resources, define the corporate culture, and also helps the manager to assess the performance. Okay. Okay, so next is purpose of goal setting, and then kinds of goals. Okay, mission statement is okay. Mission statement is kat sini cakap providing. Okay, the four main purpose of the goal is to helping this one. Okay, dah. And then mission statement. Okay, mission statement is of how is stated here, say how will achieve its purpose in the environment in which it conduct its business. Okay, mission statement is normally is what you have to do in order to achieve the goals. Okay, normally the mission statement is like that. Okay. Okay, So mission statement is the statement how to achieve the purpose, environment, and so on, blah blah blah. Okay, in addition, okay, okay, normally they have kinds of goals here. Okay, this is next lah. Long term goals, intermediate goals, and short term goals. Okay. Okay, long term goals. Long term goals is normally goals yang 5 years and more than 5 years. Okay. This which look of more than 5 years into the future. Okay, they mean that they set goal which is more than 5 years. However, intermediate goals is like 1 to 5 years. The achieving goals so in between 1 to 5 years, and short term goals is like for example, here said the very near future. For example, like end year, 1 year, for example, like that. They want to achieve by end of this year, the sale increase to 50%, 60%, or 70%, so on, in end of this year. So this is called the short term goal. Okay. Okay. Next is. Next is hierarchy of strategy. Okay, hierarchy of strategy. Okay, this figure 5.2 in your textbook, these 3 types of the strategy that are usually considered by a company, which is corporate strategy, business competitive strategy, and the functional strategy. The type strategy tak corporate. Okay, here we explain. Okay, corporate strategy. Okay, corporate strategy is the purpose to determine the firm overall attitude towards the growth, and also the way manage the business or the product line. So what business should be in. That's called corporate strategy. Okay, is a hierarchy, is a higher strategy planned. Okay, if you see in the 5.2 figure 5.2 is the corporate strategy tu is the highest in hierarchy kan. So is the which define the corporate overall goals and directions, and the way in which will be achieved within the strategic management. Okay, within the strategic management activities. So it is a long term, clearly defined vision of the direction of the company, which is normally is long term goals. Okay, and then next is business or competitive strategy. This is normally in this business or competitive strategy focus on improving the company competitive positions. Okay, in your slide, see the strategy business unit or product line level focus on improving firm competitive position. It shows that how should we compete. Okay, kita nak compete with the competitors, or we want to make sure we gain a competitive advantage. How we want to tunjuk yang we are different from our competitors. Okay, this is under the business strategy. Okay, and then functional strategy is manager in specific areas, decide how best to achieve the corporate goals, being as productive as possible. Okay, how to make sure it become more to functional. Contohnya different functional tu specific areas, contohnya like marketing managers, financial managers, okay, and so on. So different functional, different departments, they have their own strategies. Okay, so corporate strategies, which is overall of the organisation. Apa dia, business, which is competing with the competitors, and then functional, which is between the departments. Okay, and then next is strategy formulation. Okay, how to formulating the strategy. Okay, strategy tends to be wider in scope than planning. Okay, wider than scope of planning. So strategy describe what an organization intend to do. Okay, so strategic formulation involve three basic steps, which is first setting strategic goals. Okay, second step is analyzing the organization and its environments. And then the third step, which is matching the organization and its environment. Okay, so first, just now I said the first step is setting the strategic goals, which is you have to, strategic goals are long-term goal derived from the firm mission statements. Okay, so first you have to setting the strategic goals. Okay, and then next point is analyzing the organization and its environment, which is how you analyze through, you do SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis, which is mean strength, weakness, opportunity and threats. Okay, so SWOT. Okay, here in your textbook say that strength, weakness, okay, and so on. Okay, threats including, okay, strength is what is strength about your organization. Weakness is what is you weak in your organization. Okay, what your organization, that what part makes, that shows that you are weak in the organization. Okay, and strength is apa yang strength lah in the organization. And threats include changing, for example, threats say for example like changing in terms of the consumer taste. Nampak sini, here ada, in terms of the consumer taste, apa dia, hostile takeovers or some competitors actions. Okay, so the organizational analysis involves scanning of internal environment of the for the strength and also weakness. Okay, that is as strength and weakness, which is they do scanning internal environment, strength and weakness. Strength pula is about the cash, about dedicated workforce, technical and expertise. Threat study is in terms of the changing consumer taste and so on. Okay, opportunity, what you see an opportunity. Okay, what you see the opportunity of your organization for the future and so on. Okay, as I said just now, strength and weakness is about the internal environments of your organizations. Okay, and then step 3 is about matching the organization and its environment. This step is strategy formulation involve matching firm strength and weakness to its opportunity and threats. This step is credited as a foundation for successful planning. Okay, when you see what is your strength and what is your weakness, then weaknesses, then you match with the objective and the threats you find out after you do analysis. Okay, first you have to do analysis and then you do matching. Okay. Okay, so basically the strategy management is the process. Okay, this is, I would like to recall again about the strategy management. Is the process of helping organization to maintain the alignment, the effective alignment of the environment, which is the most closely associated with the top managers. Okay, and then also goal setting is critical for manager at all levels, so not just the top. Okay, when you want to set the goal, it become it very critical. It's not so easy, it's not easy, it's so difficult to set the goals. It's not only the top manager, also the manager, all level, I mean that all level are involved. And then also top manager traditionally carry out strategy formulations. Okay, and then but it involve people throughout the organization. Okay, which is now if you see in the 21st century, 21 lah, okay, 21st century, same lah kan, apa dia, the to formulate the strategy is not only carried by the top managers, it's also involve all the whole people inside the organizations. Okay, I mean that the whole people in throughout the organizations. And then usually the top manager commonly perform the strategy planning. Okay, the top and middle manager carry out the tactical planning. Middle and first line manager carry out the operational planning. Okay, this all what I said ni, yang I mentioned ni is to recall back the part 4 ni. Okay. Okay, next we move to part 5. Okay, subtopic 5. Okay, it's about here environmental analysis, okay, hierarchy plans. Ni tadilah we are talking about strategy plan, tactical plans and operational plans. Okay. Okay, mana tadi? Strategy goals tu semua. So analysis dah. Okay. Tactical plan. Okay, just now I said tactical plan is short term plan, is concerned about implementing of the specific aspect of the company plans. Okay. Operational is short term targets for daily, weekly and monthly. Operationally is more of manufacturing. For example, like manufacturing, they do production, daily productions, so it's a short term target. Okay, for example, like today we want to produce 1,000 shampoo bottles. Okay, 1,000 bottles of shampoos. So this is we call target, daily target. Okay, because we had an order from our customer, regular customer. For example, like Tesco order 1,000 bottles, so they have to produce in daily. Okay, their target. Okay, next is contingency planning and crisis management. In this part, okay, in this part, which is in your textbook, page contingency, type of strategy, formulating, hierarchy plans. Okay, which is in page 187. Okay. Okay, in this part, contingency planning is planning for change. Okay, which is identify ways in which a company will respond to change. Contohnya, for example, like you are doing manufacturing, your factory standby for generator. Okay, standby generator. So in case if blackout happened, so they still can proceed their production smoothly. Okay, this is called contingency planning, which is you identifying aspect of business. Okay, it's stated in your slide, or its environment and might entails the changes in strategy. Okay, this is called contingency planning. For example, like you plan before it's happened. Okay, so crisis management pula is a process by which organization deals with the disruptive or unexpected event that threaten to harm of the organization or its stakeholders. Okay, the nature of the potential damage varies based on the nature of the crisis lah. Contohnya, crisis can affect the health ataupun safety, ataupun it will affect the organisation finances, ataupun it will affect the organisation reputations ke, so on. Okay, so sometimes technological failure or breakdown of the machines also lead to crisis. Okay, so contoh other than selain daripada tu, the crisis management ni like macam problem in internet, corruption of software, okay, ataupun errors in password, all this is result in crisis. Okay. Other than that, contoh lagi like crisis when employees do not agree to each other and fight amongst themselves, also we call as a crisis. Contohnya boycott, strike ke, ataupun dispute ke, and so on. So, and also violence also is considered as a crisis. This is all I'm talking about the crisis management lah. Ataupun berlaku theft ke, ataupun terrorism ke, all is we call crisis. Or the closest example I can give is COVID-19. This is called crisis management also. Okay, sudden, which is harm your apa dia health, safety, and also will affect your stakeholders and so on. Okay, because you cannot perform. For example, like bila COVID-19 ni, masa MCO, kilang pun tak boleh jalan. So of course it will affect your clients, your customers yang waiting for orders and so on. Okay, because you cannot proceed for production. Okay, next part, which is last part. Okay, but before that I would like to recall again about the part 5 ni. It is important that contingency plan may not always work. Okay, changes in internal and external variables can force changes to even the most well throughout the plan. Okay, sometimes that kita plan, sometimes apa orang kata, kadang-kadang dia tak works pun, dia tak boleh guna. Okay, contohnya kita kata kita pakai plan for generator, when blackout, generator tu mungkin tak membantu pun untuk energy yang kita pakai banyak. Bila kita buat manufacturing ni banyak energy pakai, so bila kita pakai generator, maybe tak cukup energy untuk our production, untuk production kilang. Okay, and then okay, that's all. Okay, one more thing that I would like to remind you, that most successful organizations, okay, are those that make their mission statement clear, remain open about the internal policy, and also external relationship, are the adaptive to change. Okay, they are adaptive to change. Okay, and then next is about apa dia, part 5 is about corporate culture. Okay, management and the corporate culture, which is the last part. This part is this part is to share the corporate culture is to share, okay, it's stated here, to share experiences, stories, belief, and the norms that characterize an organizations. Okay, help to define the work and business climate and exist in the organization. Okay, for example, like corporate culture ni is for example, they emphasize for example, the organization emphasize caring and respect. Okay, so this is corporate culture, that they have to be caring and also respect each other in the organization. Or they emphasize horizontal culture. Horizontal culture is a horizontal company culture, which is executive ke, manager ke, they work side by side with their junior staff ke, with their staff. Okay, which is they work side by side, discuss like normal, like tak ada macam so I'm a boss ke apa semua, tak ada. This is one of the corporate culture, we call it horizontal cultures. Okay, ni contoh-contoh dia lah. Okay, corporate culture. So communicating in culture and managing change. Okay, managers themselves must have a clear understanding of the culture. Yes, first of all, you as a manager, you have to lead the organization, you have to lead your employees, so you must clearly understand about the culture, the corporate culture of the organization. Okay, and then you must transmit the culture to other in the organizations. Okay, it's not only you have to practice, but you have to make sure that all your employees who working under you also adapt with the culture. Okay, they also practice the same. And then should maintain the culture by rewarding and promoting those who understand it and work towards maintaining it. Of course, when those who follow the organisation corporate culture, so they patutnya di reward, okay, because they perform well. When they follow, they respect, they do their work, performance very good, they are caring, they should be rewarded. Okay, and then managing change. Okay, this is the 3 stages that to manage change. Okay, first, which is the highest level, which is analyze the company environment, highlight extensive change and more. Okay, and then top manager begin to formulate the visions. Last is the firm set the new system to appraising and compensating employees, which is you reward them by do appraising and also compensating employees. Okay, means that you give reward, you reward them, compensations we call it. Okay, and then this is the managing change 3 stages. And okay, and then this is what you can apply after you learn this chapter. Hopefully every one of you are clear about this chapter. If you have any question regarding this chapter, you are welcome to ask me during the tutorial time, or you can PM me. Okay, so I hope you guys are clear, because this chapter is quite simple if compared to other chapter. Okay, anyway, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.